Hello, everyone. Welcome to this SICA webinar. I think we will start in a few minutes. We will give the chance to the other participants to join today. Hi, look at us.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
Hello, everybody. Nice to see you too.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Welcome. Good morning or good
Thank you.
afternoon.
Good morning for here. I in Chile. Great.
Oh. From the
Buenos
Chilean
dias.
chamber?
Yes.
Ah. Okay, Demet, if you're ready, maybe we can officially launch the webinar.
Yeah.
Okay,
After you.
well, thank
Okay.
you very much, everyone, for joining today's webinar. I'm pleased to introduce Demet. She is the chairwoman of the Construction 5.0 working group at SICA, and she has extensive experience in agile management, notably. And I'm also pleased to introduce Barish Lostuvali, who is the guest speaker for today. He has 25 years of experience in the field of construction, and is currently an executive leader at DPR Construction. So he's well known for his expertise in integrated project delivery and collaborative project delivery. So the goal of today's presentation is to speak about the growing trends in the construction delivery systems. And before diving into Barish's presentation, maybe Demet, do you want to say a few introductory words?
Thank you, Andin, for starting. Hello, everyone. This is Demet again. We are organizing webinars nearly once a month. We are aiming to organize webinars once a month to show that to show the successful examples to inspire the other companies, because talent gap and productivity are two main problems of our industry, and we are seeking the answers. How can we achieve to be more productive and be attractive for new talent? So we are doing something in context side. At one side, we are trying to face with the context, and on the other side, how companies can achieve to improve. So today, Barış is our guest. He will tell about his experience about in his company, how they achieved to improve, what's their way. Thank you for attending. Welcome, Barış.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Andin, for the invitation. And thank you, Demet, for, again, continuing to collaborate. Demet and I have been working together just in multiple places for a good 10 years now. It's been a delight, and SICA is a new place for me to present. And so I'm really excited. Thanks for the opportunity. It's kind of a good morning for me. It's 6 a.m. in San Francisco, the West Coast of United States. Wherever you are, good afternoon and all the good things. So I'm going to present. I don't see your faces. I'm just seeing my slides. So if you raise your hand, I don't have access. I will love to hear your questions and comments more towards the end, because that's the best way for me to hear all that. So with that, I'm just going to put out what I have been practicing what I've been seeing in the United States for a good 10 years now, and I'm sure it's going to resonate with you, and hopefully we'll have some dialogue at the end. So with that, let's kick it off. Let me start quickly about the company, the firm I'm working for. DPR Construction is from San Francisco, United States. It's been in business for about 35 years. It's from the west coast of the States. It has grown quite a bit significantly. It's one of the top 10 E&R general contractors in the United States, have been operating in the areas of life sciences, healthcare construction, advanced technology, a lot of data centers you might be hearing quite a bit in these times, higher education and commercial with 10,000 plus people. And the last 5 years, it also has grown overseas. It's been operating in Netherlands, in Asia, and other countries. And the goal of DPR is really coming from two areas. One is respecting the individual, others' competencies, intentions, and we just love to build things, whatever they may be. So respecting individuals and their mission, along changing the world, helping the world to move in a better place. We believe what we do matters. We're passionate. We make a difference. So, and hopefully throughout the presentation, you'll see the elements of this as the company is growing, how we're helping the industry in large changing. So with that, let's just take a look at construction and architecture and engineering. I mean, the way I see is it all starts with a simple idea. You know, we have a client, the client wants to do something, and we have this wonderful, talented designers take the idea, turn into something, and something could look like this, could like a sketch on the back of a napkin, and we start working with it. We, the contractors, we, the engineers, start working with the architects. Then we start modeling these things. So we're like, okay, if that's the idea, how does it look, and how can we start engineering these ideas? And then we take it to the field. We, in the construction side, we start assembling all those things. And at the end of the day, that idea of a client becomes real. It's a fascinating process. It is the intersection of fabrication, intersection of architecture, technology, construction. So it's a very unique industry that we work at. We touch on so many different things. As much as we're busy, we're building these amazing buildings, the way we do things hasn't changed that much. I have been in the business for close to 30 years now, and I was lucky. I think I'm one of the lucky ones that have seen some real good change. But in large, we're still doing things the very old way. So, and there are the good things. There are better ways. There are different ways of doing business, and hopefully they're coming more and more into what we do. But I think that was going to require the very intentional change. If you're a client, if you're a contractor, architect, you have to be intentionally choose to go a different route, and because there are growing trends. But you need to set your mind and the organization and say, I'm going to do things differently. So I think that's what has been happening in the San Francisco Bay Area, what we call. So we're looking at the aerial image of San Francisco Bay Area in the West Coast. And we have been lucky, I would say, the last probably 20 years now to operating in this area and be part of a change. And what I mean with that is, if you look at the Bay Area, you have this amazing, innovative culture of the Silicon Valley, right? All these firms just came from nowhere with the internet. That just bubble just popped right there like 20 years ago, 25 years ago, and that gave a lot of innovation, new ideas to the area in general. Another very important part of this area is also the home for original Tesla, the Tesla car manufacturing facility along with the NUMMI, which is a Toyota general manager, GM factory, was born in this area. And then along with that is there are highly successful and academic institutions at Stanford and UC Berkeley. So in this area of innovation, do things differently in the area of software, manufacturing, the people like myself have been heavily influenced about maybe there's a different way, maybe there are different technologies, maybe there are different manufacturing techniques that we can learn from others and bring to the construction and architecture. So that's really what happened to us. And we, back in the days, back more 15 years ago, the way we were delivering projects were, the architect first hired an architect, and then they hire an engineer, and then they hire a CM firm, and then they finally start hiring the construction people and the major trades as they're developed the design. So that was I would say, the old way of building a building. That's just the flow of things. However, that has started changing. Now what we see is we basically take that knowledge, which is heavily on the construction side, come straight to the early design decisions, early decisions by the client. So we have a lot more collaboration taking place as a whole team. And again, we call that movement as integrated project delivery. And I'm going to call that term as IPD throughout the presentation. So again, that's how we call integrated. So if I go back in the days, the left side is just, again, it's more like silo, A, B, C, D kind of a thing. It's very sequential, and you leave so many gaps, you don't collaborate. But with the IPD, you bring a huge wave of knowledge, collaboration, integration to this thing. So when we look at what has really changed with the IPD, that delivery is, we changed the way we're approaching the processes, how we are collaborating, how we're practicing, number one. And I'll give you details of all this. Another very important, how we are sharing risk. What is, again, construction design is a highly risky environment. We love to shift our risk to other partners. So in this environment, how are we sharing risk? I think that's another thing we changed. Information infrastructure. With the BIM, information modeling, virtual design construction, that has completely changed also the information infrastructure. When you start working together, you also change how you communicate, transparency, and the metrics you develop, how we're sharing our knowledge. And the role of a leader is quite different now, and the leadership. Obviously, modeling BIM is part of that, and focusing on the system, not focusing on one part, but focusing on the entire system for the client. And at the very end, that's something we learned from the Toyota manufacturing system or the lean construction systems. What is the customer value? Are we really meeting the customer value in every step of the way? So those are all the things that start coming and changing the way we do business. And again, if I group them, like I said, there has to be a very clear intentionality about being different, doing things differently. And if you have that, then you end up with this three-part change. You have to change the way you process things, the way you're interacting with people and teams, and you have to bring the technology. I think these are very, very crucial elements that I'll now give you examples. So here's a good example. This is, again, how we are bringing the teams together. Remember, on the left side, it was more ABC. Now we're bringing all the teams together. This is a session of working with the architect and engineers and contractors, what we call a process mapping. So basically, we start doing anything. We start designing, or how we're going to design. We're like, okay, who's going to do what? What are you going to need? When are you going to need? How many people? So this is one way of getting the conversation going, and visualizing, so people have a clear image as a team. It's a very complex process. If you see all the arrows, there's a lot there. And again, bringing people together, have them express what they need in a team environment. All these things are very different now. Okay, here's another example. When we work in these, what we call the big rooms. Big rooms are where these project teams, the architect, engineers, contractors, the client is operating. It's one big area. It could be a group of 20 people, 50 people. I worked in 100 people, big rooms, and we have big screens. We have building information models. We have those process map sessions. So it's a highly dynamic, fluid space. Here's another one, and this is what we call pool planning session. On the left side, my superintendent was up, just creating the pool plan to understand the flow of information. On the right side, we're using the building information models to really being able to dive in, understand, and so this all synced up. That's another session. So it's really a different way of assembling teams and putting them in motion. This is another one that I really like. So now this is a picture of the construction team early in the morning. Probably this is a 6:30 a.m. meeting or 7 a.m. meeting where they're getting ready for a daily huddle. That's another term. The people came together before they started the site. They look at their daily work plan for the day, have a discussion. If they need certain things, if there are constraints, they discuss. One conversation, one space, one mission. We're working together. Again, I love this photo too. The construction people, the foreman, leading up the meetings. What do you need? It's highly visual. It's not just a critical path, CPM, P6 schedule where things are so difficult to follow. It's like highly granular conversation and highly visual conversation. Everybody present, participate, and collaborate. And this has been going on in the United States for a good 10, 15 years now. As a matter of fact, next week I'll be going to the Lean Construction Institute Congress in Texas. They're expecting over 2,000 people all over the nation, actually all over the globe. It's been a major growing trend. I would highly recommend you guys check it out, Lean Construction Institute, LCI. Again, the conference in next week. Again, another example. People are the construction people, not just the architect, engineers, and all that coming together, but also the construction people coming together, just visualizing things, using these things to understand the flow, handoffs, and all those things. Part of that is, again, the foundational level. It's really looking at things differently. So when we started this journey, again, like I said, in the Bay Area, we were heavily influenced by, again, the software tech industry, and Demet knows the Scrum really well. They have a big influence on the construction. And then another big influence is Toyota car manufacturing. They have this wonderful book called The Toyota Way. We, in the lunch times or different times, come and meet and read these books as a group. So we have a better understanding and how do we apply that knowledge to construction. So that was something we have done over the years. And again, part of that, we start again creating these, what I call the process maps or value stream mapping or swim lane diagrams, where we look at the complexity and understand, but bring some structures, bring some order and understanding, so we share information better. These are just examples. This is something we never done before in this delivery method. Okay, so the things I just touch on is really, I'm looking at my time too. The things I described the last few minutes is really about bringing people, and when we bring people together, how do we process information in the value stream mapping in the big room? So it's very crucial. However, the third part of the stool is very important, which is technology. The things happening in the construction and on the planet on the construction is so significant, we cannot ignore, and we need to bring it to what we do. So this is a good, nice little cartoon visual about the construction side of the future. We use a lot of technology on the construction sites. We use a lot of softwares to create this just-in-time delivery methods and or bringing the right information to the site. So because construction sites are so busy, they're so expensive to maintain, the time of delivery of anything, the material, the labor, equipment, is so crucial. So we're using all these technologies I'm going to show you. Again, the phrase we use is we like to build the building twice, not once. We like to build it twice. First one is virtually, and second one physically. And we like to build the model. So this is a really good image of, with this building information modeling, now we have the ability to see anything and everything that goes into the building. So we can really start managing the information flow. Now we're there because of the technology. Another good image. Okay, now I can look at the building standing, and I can also see what's coming next. So all these things are possible for us. And in US now, this is becoming such a common standard. Every organization, contractor, have pretty large staff of building information modelers and technologies. Now with all the different gadgets, we can do augmented realities. The construction crews have a better understanding. Okay, this was standing, what's going to come up. I mean, and there's so much more coming for us. Again, like I said, us being like almost like 20 kilometers away from Silicon Valley gives us a tremendous opportunity to interact with these startup firms. And now we can see the column. We can see how the column is made up with the iron, formwork, concrete. Now we can also start turning into cost. So we have a much better ability to put a good price to anything because of this information modeling and the elements that we can really drill deeper. And then after we have a good cost that we can inform the client, we can start turning into schedules. We can plan the job better and all the good things. And it's all thanks to the technology. Okay, so I think where we are is there is definitely a piece of the innovation, and innovation, what I will call doing the same things a bit better. But I think there is another piece of the scale, which is disruption, making things that make the old things obsolete. So doing new things. So I think in this era, there's a lot of innovation I see, but there's a lot of disruption and the bigger change. And I think AI is going to bring a lot more disruption to the construction. Hard to replace construction labor, but if you come to San Francisco today, as I'm driving today, I see so many self-driving cars. I mean, like I see at least 20, 30, like in 10-minute time frame. So all these technologies exist right now here, and just you can only imagine what it's going to do to the construction field in 5 years, 10 years. So it's a big change, bigger changes coming. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. And if you look at the market, like I said, there are a number of things have changed. So we do this last planner sessions, we do big rooms, we do plus delta. So this is a good visual that I'll share with the group as a slideshow. And again, if you look at the lean construction, it's really breaking down what have we really changed, and you can really dive deeper and then see what applies to you. Okay, so as I'm kind of wrapping up, I think, like I said, there is definitely and change in the air. And there are so many forces for that. There are so many forces because our clients want things faster, they want things cheaper, and there's all these technology firms are selling us more technology. So there's a lot of happening, but I think the only way that will take place in your organization, if your organization, your firm, and yourself is willing to get out of your comfort zone, right? That's just really the conversation, because we for some reason we keep building what we do. We're happy with it. We're comfortable with it. But when the change comes, you'll feel the change and the pain, and you either gonna embrace that with the different delivery methods, or we might really struggle with like as so many firms do it. So I think that's an important mindset of what's my comfort zone, what does the success look like, and where is the success will come from is really a good conversation. So with that, that's all I have. Thank you for your time. Just want to give us some good time to chat. So I'm open to all the questions and comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Barış. We are talking more than 10 years with you, these subjects, and sometimes I feel inspired, sometimes I feel hopeless, because so long time and so small achievements, so small improvement in the industry, not your company, but in this industry. But I feel that it's just the time to shift. But it was really, again, a very inspiring presentation for me again. But I want to ask, if someone want to ask something else, of course I can give them the stage, but I want to ask something behind the scenes.
Yes.
About the culture, because I say that the system poisons the culture, but on the other hand, we all know culture eats the system in the breakfast.
Mm-hmm,
So it is like yin yang. It is a cultural change first. Leave your egos, stop saying I or me, and blah blah. So I want a question, a simple question. You are the audience of your presentation.
Mm-hmm.
And where would you start tomorrow? What would you do tomorrow? You first hear about lean, about innovation. You hear, but you don't know how to do it. And what would you do next morning?
Yeah, no, it's such a good question, and you made some good analogies. They're very to the point. I think the starting point is really about the awareness, and asking yourself, okay, what can I do better? Because the fact is, we all have to do better. I mean, every organization has to do things better, and that's why we're living in a capitalist system. Competition is so real. Our clients are asking things a lot faster. They're asking the buildings that are far complex. They're asking things, so things are moving all the time. So if you don't have the mindset, how can I improve? So, and that really brings the question of like, what's my process? I mean, that's a simple question. Like, how do I do things right now? What's my process? And that's something you learn from Lean, which is the very, very fundamental learning from Lean. And I'm finally getting to the answer to your question, Demet, is what is the waste? What is the value? Those are two fundamental things. And if you work on the things that does not add value to your customer, to your people, okay, I need to start eliminating them. And then keep listening your clients and what they're asking for. And again, those two fundamentals, in construction, we don't think like that. Typically, in construction, we don't really think like that. We're more like, oh, about putting the concrete building, doing this. We don't think about processes and the waste and the value and the client. So early in the beginning in the slideshow, I showed that 8 points that goes to the customer value. So you have to look at all those 8 points and say, how am I doing those things now? What is my, let's call it risk sharing right now? Is it the best way of risk sharing? Is it the best way of information sharing? All those things. Anyway, that's kind of my long answer to you, Demet.
Let's start improvement.
Yes, let's go improvement. You have to.
Thank you. There are some people, I think Andin can moderate.
Yeah, thank you, Demet. Chadi, you have a question? You were the first.
Yes, good morning. You started to answer my question, in fact. We've seen people mobilized on thinking about the processes. These people were thinking they're not working. We've seen tools that have costs. Yep. I don't know whether you have any evaluation about what would be the extra cost of these trends, these new methods of executing, and what would be the saving, and is it cost effective? Any data on this?
Yes. Hi, Chadi. So again, there's a lot of academic research has been happening in San Francisco and in United States. Tons of research. So I participated in multiple papers with professors as I was building the buildings. They have their PhD students working with us, observing with us, data gathering, and then writing papers. So I would say if you go to the Lean Construction Institute, and then maybe I can type that or you can type that, there's tons of data. But in a nutshell, we see an easy 10-15% improvement on the schedule. We see an easy another 10-15 on the cost and price, because there are so many inefficiencies in how we normally build things. If you start working on those different elements, we definitely see better reliability, better predictability, and better cost. Part of this. Again, no question, to your point, there's an investment. You have to make an investment. You have to change how you do things. I don't have a good number to you actually on how much investment you make, but it becomes such a new way of doing things for us, and we're just going with it. But the result is we have better clients, happier clients, more jobs, and better outcomes. But take a look at the Lean Construction Institute. There's so many good resources.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barish. I have put the link of the Lean Construction Institute in the chat for everyone.
Thank you. Excellent.
Carlos, you have a question?
Yeah, hello, and thank you very much, Barish. Very interesting and inspiring presentation. My question has to do with the sustainability aspects and how, well, Lean Construction or DPR are dealing with this. You know, we have covered footprint, we have the life cycle issue, continuous improvement with terms of, well, whatever that has, or things that matter with the people, profit, and planet, the sustainability equilibrium of giving value added for these issues. How are you dealing with this, and how is Lean Construction and DPR approaching this team? Thanks.
Yep. Thanks, Carlos. Really another good question, and it makes me think. Actually, I didn't say much, and next time I should add more things about the lean and sustainability, because it's also a big movement in the United States, right? Mm-hmm. In the construction architect, there's a lot of big movements. So, but here's how they merge. One thing, like I said, in the lean IPD delivery, it is such an explicit effort to understand the customer value. Meaning, if the customer, let's say, I want to have a green roof, like, you know, and I did that. Like, I have a hospital we're building. we were asking the question like, what kind of a hospital you want, how many beds, how many operating rooms, and everything. It's very important to ask, what do you think for sustainability? And again, hospitals are consuming so much energy, so much water, and all that. It needs to be an explicit customer value. If it's an explicit customer value, then you can organize your groups to really work on those things. So it's really built into what is the customer asking. For example, like go back to Toyota. When Toyota came out, like in the 1980s, 1990s, they did not have hybrid cars. They did not have electric vehicle cars because the customer, the client, was not asking for it. But when the consciousness about sustainability grew up globally, they started designing and manufacturing cars more sustainable features. So what this IPD Lean does is really enabling that conversation to take place and working with designers and clients and delivering on that area. I hope that helps. But there's so much more, because the buildings are getting so complicated. Again, how we can lower the consumption of water, how do we harvest the rain, just so many things. But this delivery gives us the ability to work on those things more collaboratively. Yep, thank you, Carlos.
One more, if there's no one other.
Yeah, go ahead, Demet.
I love talking with Barış always. Barış, you showed the picture of the construction man because everyone thinks that those collaboration post-its on the walls, visualization is for white collar people. But you show that it is at site, it is applied and planning. They are planning, they are estimating, they are talking, collaborating at site together, planning the work, and I think committing in the end.
Yes, exactly.
Committing. Yes, we can do this until this time. We need this, blah, blah. That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm coming to another point with about the construction man. We are witnessing the same thing, but nowadays I'm busy with the McKinsey reports, and it says that it is also underlying that the new technologies, digitalization is going well in some points, but mostly for command and control issues. How I can control sites, how I can for management issues. But there's less investment for the technology to facilitate the work, to ease the work of the construction man. I think you have some experience. You can share your tools or how they work with technology, some items about that.
Yeah, no, really good point. Like you said, the white collar people and the blue collar people, and there's a difference. And, construction sites are so visual, and construction folks are so visual. They much prefer to have something they can touch and feel and see and everything. So we are very careful. We are like super careful what technology we bring to construction field supervision. Our construction people love the 3D models. They love the BIM models because they can really see it. But when it comes to the planning and commitments, we love to keep it so basic. It needs to be stickies. It needs to be paper and everything. So that's the trend we see, and they're responding really well. Almost every jobs we have, we got these visual boards. They see the plan, they change the plan, they update the plan. We call daily huddles, and this is another Toyota term. Like in the factory, these people come together on a daily basis. They talk about the plan. They discuss the plan, but again, they literally write it down, mark it up, and all those things. So highly effective, and we're trying to we're trying to be very careful not to over digitize this information on the construction side.
Yes. How about measuring at site, or some doing work, rectangles, or mostly measuring things maybe,
Yeah.
or taking photos as reports?
Okay. So there's tons of technology now. The software startups. So here's what we do now. We model everything. We put up everything on the construction site, and then my project engineers walk the site and they laser scan what has been put up, and then they compare it against the model at the end of the day, so we can track based on the model what has been modeled, what has been installed, almost the same day. So those technologies are here now, like they are very here now. Imagine where it's going to be in like 3 years, 5 years. They are so here.
And with continuous improvement, you measure it in the evening, and the next day you are improving the way they
improve. Exactly. Yeah, so that's that's another term.
It is not too late when you come for the next time for measuring.
Exactly. I mean, the point is, like you said, like I said, the construction sites are very expensive. You have to, it's their factories. You have to keep them moving and keep them humming all the time. So how do we keep it very focused and organized? All these technologies, all these processes, and the staffing. And you have to add new, what we call now, production engineers that are working just on this. It's almost like, think about this. Think about your construction site as a factory. Just try to think about it. Like, imagine that you have a really good order. You have a good plan. You know what is coming. You know what's leaving. It's safe. Just that's the challenge you need to ask yourself. Because here's my challenge to all of you. Like, let's say I'm a car manufacturer, and Demet says, "Hey, Barış, build me a car." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll show up. I'll come to your house, and I'm gonna build you a car." And I build you a car like your normal construction site, which is not very organized. How do you feel about driving that car? No, I don't want to get on that car. That's how our construction sites are. But instead of, if you go to manufacturing, that's why they manufacture in a controlled environment. When I get on a car, I know I'm safe. I know how many miles that I'm gonna go. I can listen. So you see what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of a mindset we have to be asking ourselves. Great.
We know, we are struggling with earthquakes, the same as San Francisco. But we know that we are not safe, unfortunately.
Yeah, we have more work to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unfortunately. If there is no other question, I have one more.
But I think Carlos is a question. Carlos, do you have one more question?
Carlos, your hand is rising up.
No, sorry.
You're good.
I think it was still up. Yeah.
Okay. In case of, again, productivity and I think an impediment of productivity, one of the impediments of productivity is logistic management. And I know lean management has many warehouse management, very expertise on warehouse management and logistic and procurement management.
Mm-hmm.
And transparency is very important to see what is needed when all these things. So I want you to say something about warehouse management and logistic management. If you have some magic things to say.
I think I go back to, two things. You remember the triangle, right? The triangle had, again, the people component, the process component, technology component. I think this question, Demet, is more touching on the process point and the technology. So here's what I mean. Again, we like to process the we like to exercise just-in-time deliveries, right? The construction sites are so tight. Like go to Istanbul. You're building anything in Istanbul, it is extremely difficult take one thing from warehouse to traffic to the construction site, number one, and the site is so tight. There's not enough staging, lay down, all that area. So it's very difficult. So there has to be that how to just bring what you need, the just-in-time delivery. But that requires knowing what you are building. Like, so that's when the building information modeling comes into play. With the building information modeling, I know anything and everything in the model. I know I need a column, I need a beam, I need a pipe, I need everything. So that is one thing. The second thing is, again, the last 3 to 4 years in United States, there is a softwares. We call it, again, supply chain softwares. And there are multiple solutions. You can look it up. One is called Crane, Krane. These things are doing an amazing job coordinating the warehouse to the field people. So the field people, again, what we're trying to do is we're trying to minimize the burden, the work of the field leadership. They shouldn't plan too much about the warehouse. So there's that technology piece that we're putting into place, so then they get what they need. So it's really a combination of how well you process the system and what technology softwares you are using. I guess partly what I'm trying to you guys take away is technology is so much here. I mean, and if our construction sites don't have the right technology platforms, I don't think you'll be able to improve so much. And we're just the beginning of this AI stuff. So get ready, or you'll be very uncomfortable. Like I said, like here's another thing, like come to San Francisco today. I'm gonna go to San Francisco to my work. I'm at home now. On the left, on the right, there are all these self-driving cars. Like there's nobody in the car. Like 20 of those. And I'm talking about a busy traffic. Okay, it's not as bad as Paris or Istanbul, but it is still pretty bad. And these cars self-driving left and right. I mean, I'm like, wow. So my construction sites are far more difficult, but imagine, I mean, the sensors, the all those technologies these cars have, we're gonna get there. I mean, like when you and I started talking 10 years ago, we were talking about building information modeling, the lean principles, and we were talking about those few things. But 10 years is where we are. When you and I get younger, in 10 years, we'll be talking other things. Yeah. Yeah, come to San Francisco. You'll see a lot of things. Yeah.
I hope so. I hope so. One last question from me. I think I in the morning I woke you up, I think, with my question.
That's okay. I'm awake now. I'm awake now. Yes.
Thank you. When we are talking about technology, then we need young generation more, and the talent gap, the big problem we are struggling with. And as far as I read from an article, I think McKinsey's again, 21% of construction people in the USA will be retired in 10 years. I don't know how many of them will be replaced with artificial intelligence, but we need young generation. Yep. I think that some good companies will be attractive, but in general, construction industry is losing population. So people don't want to work for construction industry because we are working project based. So even the blue collar people want to work for factories instead of sites because they cannot see that after 2 or 4 years, after the project is completed, what will they do? They don't know, because so they want to work for regular works, I can say.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you experience? You are working for a good company, and I know you preferred to work there. You selected to work there. You had many opportunities, and you didn't accept the offer at once. You had some options and some points. You evaluated the situation. I want to hear how the young generation about your company. How do they deal with the university students, even high school students? Because how do you promote construction industry? Do you first?
Yeah.
If you do, then how do you promote construction industry and your company?
Yeah. Really, really good question. A very important question. So, I mean, first of all, I really like construction. I really do. It's such a good business to be at. It's very dynamic, right? I mean, I'm always working on something new. It's not boring at all. I like that energy of a construction. Like I said in the beginning, it starts with an idea. You work with the idea, and at the end, you see a final product. So it's a good experience versus you're a software engineer, or you're working in a bank, you're sitting on a desk all day, not doing much. So I think it's really fun. I like it a lot. But okay, so we need to talk about the AI, right? The AI is gonna, again, is just starting. I think it will be very difficult for AI to replicate or replace the construction people. It will be at least, I don't know, 10, 20 years away. But most likely it will replace so many white collar jobs in office environments. So I think we might actually see more young generation want to come to construction because they're gonna realize I cannot compete with AI, and I think that will be interesting. And what AI will do to construction is, I think it will bring different tools, if not to replace the human. So I think that will enhance the human's ability to do better. And I think that will be another attraction for young people, because you're not just have a hammer, you have a hammer and you have a 3D model that you bring it together and then work with it. I think that could be very interesting. I know I'm kind of excited. I think it could do really good things. Yeah, let's ask me that question in 10 years. I think that would be that we're in a very interesting place now. I think it will be a very interesting place for all of us globally.
So you are hopeful to attract young generation.
I'm hopeful. Yeah, I'm definitely
because
hopeful.
They will get bored sitting on
yes,
computers and trying to write, and they won't. That's hopeful. That's good in one hand, but that doesn't mean that, oh, we have a lot of people, so we don't need to be good at them. That doesn't mean that.
Yeah.
So we need their engagement, we need their motivation. So
100%.
we have to.
100%. That's so important. Engagement, motivation, so important. And that's how the new construction companies have to build themselves. They have to really promote these things at the same time. Technology, craft, trade, motivation, engagement. Again, I'm lucky enough to work in a firm that is doing all those things. There are more and more firms like that, a lot more, but that's the way to go.
Yes, transformation has started. I see that.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for sharing your time and experience. It was very good for me. Again, I hope audience liked also.
Thank you. No, it was fun. And I can make my slides available to you too, so you can share with the audience, and you can find me, come see me in San Francisco, or I'll see you or in Istanbul. So sometime Istanbul.
Thank you. And we share it on YouTube, by the way.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We have a question from Fik from the Inter-American Federation.
Hello, everyone. I used to give a comment, no a question, but I say about this webinar, which I found very interesting and acute. And thank you for sharing information and experience with all us. I would also like mention that the president of Inter-American Construction Federation was present a few minutes ago, but know that languages barriers are sometimes very difficult.
Thank you very much. We will
Thank you so much.
share everything. As Barish said, we will share the presentation afterwards and the replay of this webinar. So if you want to share it to your federation, it's in English, but I hope some of the federation's member will understand.
Maybe YouTube can translate.
Yeah, maybe with
Yes,
subtitles.
thank
Sure.
you.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much. Very interesting, inspiring.
Well, thank you very much for joining today's webinar. If you have any questions or if you want to be put in contact with Barish, don't hesitate to contact Demet or myself. And well, we wish you a very good afternoon, a good morning, and we are looking forward to seeing you on our next webinar episode. Thank you very much, everyone, and thank you once again,
Bye-bye.
Barish.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.